Guys, King Chief here. I did another mock draft here for you guys. I did do a trade in this one. Obviously, you can see at the top, I traded Indianapolis, our 30th pick, for 47 and 82. Um, I really feel like this team kind of needs some new blood. I mean, I guess some would call it an overhaul, but don't necessarily see it as a complete overhaul. Um, just really need some new blood mixed in, more competition, and just took a couple flyers on guys too in late rounds that I think could turn into something great. But we'll get there. Anyway, Kingsley and Agbar is my guy for edge. I would love if we could grab him. Um, he's pretty much ranked in that range though, from like 40 to 50. So I figured if I could trade back and get an extra top 100 pick, that I would still be able to land him, and I did at 47. I mean, if you look at PFF, his rush grades are right up there. I think they're even better than Hutchinson and Thibodeau, honestly. Definitely one of the top rushers, this past season. Very good. And I just love the kid. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You turn on his tape and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then here at two, I just couldn't pass Sean Ryan up. Played left tackle, a little bit of right, but I would draft him to be our right tackle. I feel like that door, we do have backups, serviceable backups, but you want that elite talent there. We if this O line is going to be rebuilt, then might as well just finish it off. And Sean Ryan, Mahler in the run game, good in pass protection, just a monster. Um, like it's another guy, you turn on his tape and you'll fall in love as well. Here at three, I just didn't know where to go. I almost thought about taking Mechie there. Um, I don't know. I just didn't want to reach for anything. Um, and I did have a viewer actually mention Kyron Williams, and I went and watched his tape, and um, with not all that great of an offensive line, this guy killed it, man. I mean, he's just a complete package, and I really think that you know he can be the running back that we need. Like you've seen when Clyde went down, McKinnon stepped in, and he has that speed that, get outside, physical guy. It's really what we need, and obviously McKinnon, he may take that spot, but his biggest thing is being healthy, staying on the field, and, if something were to happen, to have the 1-2 punch of Kyron and Clyde, I mean, I don't think it would get any better than that. 94. Obviously, I wanted to hit wide receiver. What I'd love to get, one of the top guys, Drake London, Traylon Burks, Jameson Williams. Yes, I would love to, but I just feel like there's other glaring needs for this defense and this team than to take one of those guys, in the first round. And honestly, most of the time, first round wide receivers don't really pan out. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the expectation that, that it's so hard for them to live up to, or what it is. But I just feel like finding guys in later rounds, 3, 4, and 5, the expectation isn't as high. It's not enough, as much pressure. And I really like John Mechie. I mean, he had a great season, pretty much being the number 2 in Alabama's defense. But when they needed to play, you know, it was John Mechie that made it. Here at 4, I really wanted the Rose kid from the Cyclones, I believe. But we need a will linebacker. And Terrell Bernard, that's what he played at Baylor. Baylor had a pretty good season, pretty good defense. I mean, they gave Caleb Williams fits, almost won that game against Oklahoma in their bowl game. Um, he is a little bit lighter frame, but obviously you want that more for your cover guy anyway. He is pretty good at rushing the passer. I did see, a couple nice sacks from him. Definitely raw, I would say. Still needs to be coached up, and um, maybe could be something for this defense. And if anything, it's depth and competition for the other guys. And our 6th round pick here, I love this kid. I mean, if you haven't tell, he's literally in like every one of my drafts. But I'm telling you, this kid, mark my words, whoever grabs Daquan McMillan in this draft will have a starting caliber corner for their team. And this kid's going to be a beast. I mean, he's a little undersized, but honestly, nowadays, what corner isn't? But he plays physical all the way up until the catch point. Like, I just can't say enough about this kid. He's just great, and I really think he's going to be a gem because he's graded later, like 5th, 6th, even 7th round. I've seen grades on him, and I really think he's going to be a steal. Here, with our first 7th round pick, I went linebacker again, Jacoby McLean. Very physical guy. I think he's going to test out well. Really quick, twitchy. Just kind of lacks the size. But like I said, what we need is a cover guy. We have the Mike linebacker, Nick Bolton, the tackling machine. Then you have our Sam linebacker and Willie Gay that can really do it all. And then we just need that cover guy, to cover the flat or, you know, just that right side of the field, left side, or however you want to look at it. But I think that's a guy between him and Terrell Bernard that, they could fight for that position and, let the best man win. Here at 7, at 239, round 7, I think this is probably the biggest question mark I have going into this draft is Adam Anderson, because until he did get into some trouble, he's going through these allegations now, but I mean, if he's found innocent, this kid would have been a 1st round pick. He was wrecking havoc for Georgia. Little bit lighter frame, but I mean, just twitchy, good bend. Can't say enough about him. Like I said, I mean, if the Chiefs are going to take chances on players, like the corner from the Raiders, Arnett, I would just tell Adam the same thing. If you stay straight and stay out of trouble, and we have a no zero tolerance, then this could really really be a starting caliber elite edge for you, if stuff pans out. And I think for a 7th round pick, I mean, really, why not? I mean, what do you have to lose at this point? I really think the defense needs. I mean, could you only imagine? I mean, Kingsley and Anderson, Adam Anderson on each side with Chris Jones in the middle. I mean, holy cow, that would be a nightmare. But that's what we need. I mean, we really need to affect the passer, because our guys, they hold up 4, 5, 6 seconds, and then they're turning around and the QB's still up scrambling around, and then picking up the first down or taking off or whatever the case may be. We just really need some good edge rushers, and I think between those two, especially if Adam gets cleared of everything, I really think he's worth the 7th round pick for sure. Then I went back to cornerback. I just feel like we're going to need a depth, maybe a couple guys walking free agency this year. I do like Vincent Gray out of Michigan. Tape's kind of up and down. He was targeted a lot, but I think with some coaching, maybe he puts on a little bit of weight. He'd be in a better position. But overall, I mean, for a 7th round pick, you know, to hang him around as a practice squad guy if we have to. Um, Definitely think, that talent is there. It's just, can you get it out of him? But played decent for Michigan. And then there's only one other pick, and it's Yoma Uwazike from Iowa State. And I think that's where Mike Rose is from, the linebacker I wanted. That's really where I wanted at 131. I feel like 94 was a bit of a reach, and I wanted a wide receiver there. So, if he falls to that fourth round, that's the only thing I wish I could switch out, really, is Terrell Bernard for Mike Rose. And I'm just infatuated with the Rose kid. I mean, he's good in coverage, plays the run well, blitzes well. I think he's really going under the radar as a linebacker prospect this year, and I really like finding those gems in the later rounds that can really help your team and not hurt you so much against the cap. If you can get elite caliber talent, for a million or not even a veteran minimum contract, I mean you can't beat that for 3, 4, even 5, 3 or 4 years. Um. Anyway, I like that Iowa State defense. There's some question marks at the defensive line. Never hurts to bring in guys for depth. And really, it's seventh round picks. That's really all you're doing is you're taking chances on guys and hoping that their talent and they're just raw and need coached up, and the upside is there. Just hopefully you can get them to that point. And if not, like I said, you stash them on the practice squad. They're depth pieces, and you know let them get a year or two in, and you never know what happens. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, overall, pretty happy with this one. I do like trading out of the first round to acquire another top 100 pick. I really think we need it, especially for the defense. Even though I didn't really use other than Kingsley and Agbar, one on the defense. But still, you get your right tackle of the future, running back, probably, I would say, one of the best. I didn't really know much about him until someone, brought him up to me. But the more I watched the tape, the more I fell in love with him. And honestly, I would say he's probably the best in this draft. So then you have John Mechie, like I said. I think he got shadowed because of Williamson a lot, but you know, tons of potential there. And then on, I mean, like, I had already explained them, but overall, pretty happy. Like I said, if I could have got Mike Rose at 131, that's probably my only gripe um, at this draft. I wish I do like what is his name from North Carolina, the Storm Duck, I believe it is. I think that's another corner. He had a down year. I may have been injured. I'm gonna have to check on that. I'm not really 100%, but I know he had a down year and it really hurt his stock. But before the year, people were had him going as going to be one of the top 10 corners in this draft. So maybe grabbing him somewhere in there instead of Vincent Gray, but he wasn't there. I'm not sure when he went. I think he went around the end of the sixth where I grabbed Jaquan, but I like Jaquan more than Storm Duck. But if you could grab both of those, I do feel like you could get two starting caliber corners in late rounds also. But regardless, like I said, I do feel like I said, this team needs a lot more. Um, just a mix up, and like I said, not so much an overhaul, but there definitely needs a mix up. Obviously we kept most of those guys all together except, one or two here and there. And, we've gotten to the promised land and won the championship once, but, we've come up short of quite a few times. And the blame can go all around. But, this last one, that goes right on Patrick, that goes right on Andy, and I also include Spags in that. And the defense was atrocious this year. Everybody says, oh, well, that 6 game, streak, they played an Aaron Rodgers-less, Green Bay. Uh, the only decent team that they played and did good against was the Cowboys, and that's because the Cowboys really hadn't played anybody. I think what, two teams all year over 500. So I mean, they really didn't do well against great teams. I mean, the Giants, like, they just really weren't that great of teams to, really talk those 6 games up, in my opinion. I think it was all mediocre, um, kind of teams that we faced, and for the amount of money that we have in the defense, I would hope we would destroy mediocre teams. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think. If you guys have any prospects that you'd like to share with me, send them in the comment section, a name or a link to their highlights or whatnot. Um, yeah, just let me know. I like finding new prospects and checking guys out. I really like this time of year with the draft and free agency and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm just gonna call this we're gonna reload this year. Not rebuild. We're reloading, and hopefully we'll have plenty to fire all the way to the championship game next year. But again, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, the YouTube thing. I know this one ran a little bit longer, but I still appreciate it either way. All right, King Chief out. Peace.